our main problem is a vicious cycle of insecurity, lack of job, and corruption. The APC is determined to break this vicious cycle.
Corruption in Nigeria has virtually been developed into a culture. When people are honest and serious, people will be abusing them.
There isn't going to be any party member or any personality that can escape justice.
The manifesto of the APC was huge. If you remember the things the party promised, you may be able to relate with what I'm saying right now. Let me remind you of some of the manifesto of the APC. Some of those things they said they were going to do is create a phased social insurance scheme to assist certain groups in the population with social welfare payments through a phased program starting with young people under 30 and the unemployed. They also said they were going to do these and also service senior citizens over 70 years of age, the disabled and armed service veterans. Also, they promised that a free daily school meal for all children attending primary school. They did promise that 3 million new jobs a year will be provided. Also, part of the promises were that there is going to be guaranteed free education. They also said they will employ at least an extra 100,000 police officers. They also said that they will provide interest-free loans for university technical school students who will meet the required entry qualifications. Also, part of their promises in the manifesto is direct conditional monthly social security payment for 25 million of the poorest Nigerians. Let's get talking again on some of these issues. My guest, Professor Oyelawa Oyewa, Professor of Law in the University of Lagos, Mr. Gatima Lima, a former presidential candidate policy analyst, and also now joins us from Abuja is the presidential spokesperson, Mr. Femi Adesina. Many thanks, gentlemen, for coming on the program tonight. It's a special edition of the show, and we're breaking and dissecting the issues relating to the performance of the Buhari government. Let me quickly come to you before I come back to my Lagos studio. Mr. Adesina, anti-corruption war was one of those things the president said he was going to take on in his promises. But 2 years down the line, mid-term assessment, here we are. Do you think the president has kept to his promises? Has he failed?
Thank you. Good evening. Well, 2 years down the line, I'll say promises made and promises being kept. The promises are being kept, and 2 years to go, they will be kept to the letter.
Mr. Adesina, if you look at what has happened, there is some discoveries. For example, the SGF, the DGNIA. Some people are asking the questions of the sincerity of the present administration that said anti-corruption war is a major factor in his agenda of government. And when we look at it right now, it looks so much that little convictions, much more noise.
Well, we have said it a number of times, convictions are not in the hands of the executive. That is at the doorstep of the judiciary. The executive cannot be the one that initiates prosecution and also oversees conviction. That would not be proper, that would not be fair. But is the anti-corruption war proceeding properly? I believe it is.
If you will break it down to us, Mr. Adesina, tonight, if you are part of this government, what would you say are the successes of this administration in terms of anti-corruption war? If you say you're going to do this, now that we are asking, Nigerians are looking in your face and saying, Mr. Adesina, tell us, what would you say this government has done that would say is a success in terms of anti-corruption war?
Yes, I'll say that as many people as have been found to have abused their position, they have abused the trust reposed in them while holding public office, have been made to answer for it. As we speak, there are many, many cases in court. The fact that convictions have not come cannot be the fault of the executive, but the fact that anybody linked to corrupt acts has been made to answer for it, and those against whom prima facie cases have been established have been taken to court. There is not a single one that a case has been established against and the government has looked the other way.
Do you have figures, if I may make it straight to the point, do you have figures of what you will say? Because if you say you have graduated from a school, you probably will say you've come with a pass or whatever. What would be your all-score card on the issue of anti-corruption? 2 years down, 2 years to go. Do you think your strategies are right at this time? And what's your scorecard right now?
Yes, I believe the strategies are right. I may not be the best person to answer that question because I'm an insider, but if you ask me, yes, I believe the strategies are right because the anti-corruption work cuts across all sectors. You have politicians, you have former military men, you have former public servants, you have everyone, anyone that has had a case to answer has answered it. And anyone that deserves to go to court is in court. It's an anti-corruption war that cuts across. There is no sacred cow. Nobody is above this anti-corruption crusade. Anybody, and I underscore it, anybody that has questions to answer has answered, and they will continue to answer.